again.
Damn, man.
Y'all believe in Joe Hendry's name, fighting through the fire in the wrestling game. Hardy soar like the legends they defied. Knockouts fight, her power aligns.
Mic drop, we analyze every bout, discussing every twist, don't leave a doubt. Predictions, insights, we break it all down into somewhere best critics around. In the somewhere we reviewing every bout, breaking down the moves, ain't no shadow of doubt. WWE heat, we bring that white hot flame from Ray to Gunner, we calling names. Yeah.
Turnbuckle tension, the ropes might snap. Jake calling spots, Cody's laying the map. Spaz with the bent, or a joke, then a clue. Breaking it down for the hardcore crew. Into somewhere wrestling minds collide. Breaking down the chaos, the truth won't hide. Briefcase in the air, who's taking the gold? We're diving deep, stories unfold. RKO hits like a freight train crash. Lights out cold in the WWE backlash. Hats on fire, gonna brought down low. Fighting flames on this endless show. Somewhere Jake and Spaz ride, taking you on an NXT pride. Cincinnati's roar can't hide. Wrestling dreams all collide. The scoop on the belts and the rivalries brewing. Tag teams exploding, legends renewing. From indie vibes to the big stage proving. Every rumor nailed down, no chance of misconstruing. Catchphrases dropping like a pile driver move. Jake switch sharp, Cody's got the groove. They keep it real raw, never out of the loop. Step into somewhere, the wrestling troupe. Into somewhere where we breaking it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reviewing like a beast, no one does it clever.
My XSplit is working on YouTube, but over here it's just not working. We're having some technical issues, and we're trying to get it to work. So we're gonna see what we can do. Drugged Up Jake is here. Hopefully everybody is doing well. We had a good episode of Monday Night Raw, August 11th, 2025. Surgery Jake in the house. Hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. Sorry for the delay. I'm glad it's working. I don't know what's happening. So on my end, it's just completely frozen. But on the YouTube and Render-In, I see it working right now. So I'm just gonna stay on this screen. I'm gonna just, yeah, we're just, yeah, everything is gonna stay exactly as it is. But that's okay, because at least we're live and on multiple places. Hello, Twitter and YouTube. Hopefully everybody's doing well. This is supposed to be the one, the only birthday spectacular for the birthday boy. So we got to go ahead and, you know, make sure we get that going on here. You ready? Hold on. Let me sing my heart out. Happy birthday, dear Cody. Happy birthday, buddy. How's it going? How you doing tonight?
Thank you. Doing good.
Everybody giving happy birthdays in the chat. We appreciate it. To the best co-host there is, turning 107. You know,
Wow,
I'm
already.
glad you're doing well. I don't know what's up with Karrion Cross. Raw was good, and The Rock
There was no
wants
We
to
Want
wrestle in the
Cross
Saudi
chance tonight.
Mania. I know we are just like, you know, crossing the streams, but we're running. I don't know how. I'm in some form of quality, but we're running. I have more stitches than I know what to do with, but we're gonna see what happens here. It looks like it's loaded still, so you know, crossing the streams. I'm still hearing us coming through loud and clear, so it was
So
a
as
hell of
long
a
as
night.
we're live,
It's all that matters. We're live.
So
We're gonna see what happens.
people said
here.
it was
Looks
just
like it's
because they're
loaded still,
French
so.
and Canadians. They don't know what they're doing over there.
I'm
So
still hearing us coming through loud
we
and clear, so
we didn't get We Want Cross
So as
chance.
long as
We're live.
you know, it's funny. So I'm glad that we got the echo gone there now. There we go. So it's been a night. I don't know, but happy birthday, bud. You're 107. Glad to hear it.
Appreciate it. I mean,
You know, hopefully you had
I
a good
got up there
birthday.
quick.
I'm sorry we
I feel
couldn't have
100.
celebrated on Saturday, but you feel older yet?
All good. I mean, yeah, I feel 107 actually. So yeah, that sums it up.
That I do believe entirely.
You know, with all the shit going on lately,
Yeah, it's just
I'm surprised I
been
don't feel older than that.
it's been you know, hey, it's been interesting. You got a lot going on, but I think that's how everybody's doing at this point. Everybody's just surviving, so we're making it through, and everybody's hanging in there. So I got a couple hundred stitches more to show off, you know, but that's all right. 2-hour surgery, supposed to take 2 hours, ends up taking, I was there for 10 hours. God.
I don't know how surgeries work. How did it end up taking longer, the surgery? What happened?
When they
I don't
got
know.
in, there was a lot more damage than they saw on the MRI. So it became,
really?
yeah, it became an issue that way. And they couldn't do the tendon repair, but my foot is all fucked up. So they reattached the tendon that connects to my ankle. But so if this is your
Right.
foot, if this is the front of your foot, she cut here and then pulled the tendon out and pulled it up through the top of my foot where my ankle is, and then pulled it back down here to anchor it around. She then cut off my heel bone, shaved it down, smashed my entire foot, rebroke it, reformed it, moved some of my toe, my first toe, over this way. So that's all fucked up. And then slightly shifted my big toe this way, and then reattached my ankle and put that together. So that was fun. But glad that, you know, hey, I'm home and in a ton of pain, but we're live, we're doing well, we're hanging out. People are enjoying it. That's all that matters.
As long as you're well, that's all that matters. Actually.
Exactly.
As long as you're
So happy birthday though, bud. You know, that's staying on the screen. We're not switching much because it's just anytime I do anything with XSplit right now, it's just doesn't want to work. I don't know why. It was fine. Maybe there's an update, maybe from the new update, maybe God knows, but on my screen, all I see is hell. So we're not going to be able to
like downgrades. I feel.
yeah, I had a few things I was going to show to the people, so we're not going to be able to switch through it all. But what, interestingly enough, I want to know your take on this Karrion Cross Scarlet Bordeaux contract ending. They've been moved to the alumni section. JD on Twitter was like, this is a work. They are definitely not gone. But today they are back on Pro Wrestling Tees. Cross and Scarlet, a good soldier, defends his people. That shirt now available on Pro Wrestling Tees. You're not having WWE stars there. I don't know if it is a work.
Maybe potentially WWE is letting them go on there just to make it look even more believable that it's not a work or whatever.
So go make money somewhere else. Like, I can understand, even if he worked somewhere else once or twice or something, but selling the shirts is he was moving a lot of merch for WWE, a lot. And it kind of feels, you know, like they failed him in yet again, another star. We don't know what the story is yet.
And if you wanted him back, though, like the crowd needed to really show up tonight and say we want Cross. But again, as I say,
I was hoping
these are
they
Canadian
chanted out.
fans,
Yeah,
fans,
Quebec
not
fans,
many.
they were wild tonight, huh? They were there and living it.
someone from Canada said that well, they're French, so we don't consider them sometimes. So I don't know what that meant, but that's what they said.
I asked Spaz to translate. We weren't getting it though. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're back to Killer Cross. No more Karrion. Killer is back.
And you know me with Killer Cross, I love
Oh
Killer
yeah.
Cross. That's what I knew him most by, and I didn't really like much of the Karrion Cross guy that we got in WWE because we didn't really get a lot. Like I
It
liked
was not
his
great.
backstage stuff, but like he could have done a lot more. He was a top merch seller, but I'm not gonna count tonight as where we start with the We Want Cross. I'm gonna maybe start with it next Monday, see how they do in Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely. And they got a lot going on right now. For WrestleVotes is saying, for what it's worth, there are people within WWE corporate with no ties to creative or anything storyline wise who are under the impression that Karrion Cross and Scarlett are no longer with the company. So a lot of confusion, a lot of contradictory reports. JD said he
gotta ask
heard
you,
direct. He
what do
thinks
you
it's
think
a
it is?
work. I think there's a work element to it. I don't
Do you
think
think JD
WWE
has
is.
sources?
Oh yeah, he definitely talks to people. I mean, I still have sources, so does he. But I mean, his sources as good as what they're keeping secret. And we saw what they did with the Cena heel turn and how that worked with Travis Scott, right? I mean, we heard Paul Heyman come out the other day and outright say, "Hey, they failed. It didn't work. That's what happened." Travis Scott, he's a putz, and he didn't put the work in. So he loved it. He ruined Mania for us. I mean, that has got to be the biggest what if ever, right? Of all time. John Cena. What would he be like as a heel in his prime, at this year, at this point? All of these
I
different
think Cena could have
timelines.
been an amazing heel if it was like 12 years ago.
He
14,
wasn't a
like,
bad heel here. It was bad creative. They never had a story for him to tell. They just wanted to do it to shock people and shock the internet. Triple H is big on shocking the marks. He wants, Seth's not really hurt, those kind of things. And he likes to
like
push
where he
that hard.
redid the
So
pipe bomb, like that was great.
yeah,
think
I mean, there have been some great things with John Cena's heel run. Pretty much everything with him and CM Punk was golden. Some of the stuff with R-Truth was great, but it was so random last Friday night it was Friday before, excuse me, to see John
he
right
might still
before
be the heel.
SummerSlam.
He was gaslighting R-Truth in the thinking that.
Right.
did all
That
that
backstage segment on SmackDown this week was great. It made me chuckle, but realistically, it's a frustrating chuckle. It's like,
So
okay,
Ron
so
Killings is no more and R-Truth is back.
yeah, you did nothing with any of them. We do have Triple Mania coming up and TNA Emergence. I'm going to be previewing that with Spaz this Wednesday on the State
Should
of
I do it?
Wrestling.
Speaking about Triple Mania, should I say what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say.
What are you going to say?
Okay. Call me Delulu or whatever you want to call me. I'll take the delusion. I'm taking all the delusion drugs tonight. But I don't know if you think it's a hint or not. Finn Balor was holding Liv Morgan's bat, right? That was her bat.
He had it in his hand. Yeah, twirling it around,
So,
playing with it. He did
Do you
indeed.
think that's a sign at all? Because
No, I think they're just
Let's see.
showing that he's in charge and he's messing with everything that Liv has done with Judgment Day. He's now the leader. She kind of was for a bit. She took that role from Rhea.
well, she was the leader, right?
Yes, so she took
got
over
hurt.
from Rhea basically and made herself the leader. So pretty crazy. I don't think it means anything about a return though. I'm honestly thinking, listen to the sound effects kind of work. Sounds like a little thud. That's all I hear. It's like a wet fart.
So you,
Oh God,
I mean,
gotta love this. Nothing's working.
so you think she's returning at Survivor Series, right? That was your.
I
prediction.
think it's still going to be some ways away. They're not really planning any dissension between Balor and Dom yet. Dom doesn't have a title defense set
I
up for
think
him
when-
and AJ again.
I
so
think he gets betrayed when she's cleared, because and then her music will hit. Like if we're being realistic, I think her music hits when he's getting jumped. once
Yeah,
she's cleared.
no
up.
doubt about
So
it.
I think that Survivor Series, like that would be a perfect time to make Dominic babyface, right, in San Diego Survivor Series because it's his hometown.
Yeah,
So then Liv's just gonna get a massive pop anyway. So she's gonna come save the day for him, right? I would feel.
seems like it.
Is that how you?
Seems
So
like she'd be there to
that's all I wanted
to come in and save him because he tonight was one of the most over stars. He got his dirty Dom
Yeah.
chant thrown around. They went
so
at
funny
him
with him,
hard
though,
with that too. You
when
know,
he's
the
wrestling-
dirty Dom.
He gets
Dirty
babyface
Dom.
reactions while wrestling, and when he does promos, he gets heel reactions.
Yeah, go figure. People. I love what I think it was Paul Heyman, right?
Is it like a boo out of respect kind of thing?
I
Like,
think
is it
so.
like-
I think it was Paul Heyman that said it on the Ariel Helwani show, but maybe it was Karrion Cross. It was one of the two because it blurs together, anesthesia drugs. But I'm telling you, the way they said it, pretty sure it was Paul Heyman, and he went ahead and stated that, oh, you know, the audience this day, they gets it. Yeah, it was Heyman. The audience it knows their role because they're there and they're booing the shit out of Cena, and then the cameras go off and they thank you, Cena. Thank you. Yeah, they know their role. He's like, the audience knows what to be. They know what to be in the moment and what the moment calls for. And one of the most over moments recently was Nikki Bella getting trashed by Becky. I mean, the crowd made that segment. People could have just went, oh, like it wasn't crazy, but the crowd's reaction made that as viral as it was. So
See, I'm mixed on that. Like, it was a good line, but we've heard it so many times. Maybe it was the best punchline to dig at the Cena
perhaps
Becky relationship. Maybe
but,
it was.
it worked, you know.
But
It did
Becky
work.
has made that comment before to Cena, right?
I want to
She
say
did, like,
yes.
I
believe
remember when
so.
she originally started the man character, she went after Cena.
I think so. I think you're right. So it's very jarring not being able to. It's just it's a frozen
Last
screen
thing,
over
just
here,
for
so I got to
the
keep
Liv
looking this way to make sure we're
base,
good.
Gotta ask this question. So,
Yeet. Yes.
last thing on Liv, then we get into the show.
All
Do
right.
you think Triple Mania is a big enough show for her to return?
No,
Because
there
people were
won't be
mixed on
enough
that.
of the WWE audience watching to make it worth her while. So I'm definitely gonna have to set up the green screen for super reference in the back. But right now,
She's one of their top stars. So.
yeah, no, I know she is. It's too big of a thing for there. They would save it for a PLE or something advertised before they do it over there. I just don't see that happening. But Birthday Boy
Because
might
a lot
not
of
be wrong.
people that like Liv that aren't gonna watch AAA because there are some people that just mainly stick to Raw, SmackDown, and their PLEs. They're
Yeah,
gonna be like, "What the heck?"
and
But
that's
she
true
returned there,
indeed.
and they're gonna
So
miss it.
funny enough, it true indeed. I'm not saying AAA is not a big deal, but I don't think it's a big enough deal. And I was
Like,
going to
I
add
get
some of
people's
the
argument,
matches
it's a
behind
fair
me
argument.
for AAA this
WrestleMania
weekend,
is their
but
biggest show of the year. It is their WrestleMania, but I
yes.
guess, like you said, not enough WWE audience will be.
They're trying to make the WWE audience. So we will be covering that show. We're going to be
We'll be
watching
we'll be watching.
the review will be live as soon as it ends. It'll be live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern. As soon as that's over, we'll be live here talking about Triple Mania. We'll have predictions
Wednesday,
this
we'll get our
Wednesday.
predictions for that.
That's
But
right, buddy.
I don't know much about AAA. Well, I'll be able to know what I'm talking about. I'll pick out of my ass.
You'll be able to make a few predictions. You know, most of the WWE roster is mixed into every match.
I know most of the guys.
You know most of
and
the
girls
people,
on
I
the
feel like. Yeah.
Right.
Most of the men and
Okay,
women.
fair.
Not everyone, but most. I'll give it that much. Yeah, definitely going to be a good show. I like what they did with, El Grande. They put him over well. That was funny. That's why I said, all
Which
in
El
all, it was
Grande?
just well, that's true too. We went from 3 to 1 to multiple again, but as of right now, it's certainly interesting. So WWE also announced they're going to have a pay-per-view the same night as Spaz, going to be in the Dome in Toronto. I can't hit the button. And so it's one of AEW's, their second biggest show of the year. WWE said they're planning a brand new
Travis is gonna
premium
be there
live
for that?
event. Yeah, he'll be there live in the Dome in Toronto at AEW All Out. They'll get to see what's going on there. But Post Wrestling said this unnamed WWE event is scheduled for Saturday, September 20th in Indianapolis, Indiana, the same night
Andrew
that All Elite Wrestling will
Badella.
present All Out from Toronto. Indiana, that's
Andrew
where you're
Badella
going,
said,
shithead.
I believe Bad Blood is what Andrew Badella reported.
Yes, I think that's what it's going to be. Seems like that's what it'll be, which will be cool.
Yeah.
So Bad Blood was great last year.
Here we go again. I get people are upset and stuff, but Tony Khan put this upon himself. He's like, we're competition to WWE with his big guy, Coke head persona that he has going on. He said he was competition to WWE. So
And then he complains about it and calls himself Jim Crockett Promotions, even though they're not. It's nothing like the JCP stuff at all whatsoever, because they are not going ahead and keeping them from being on pay-per-view. Jim Crockett Promotions was getting screwed because WWE was telling people, WWF then, we're not going to give you WrestleMania on your stations, for pay-per-view if you don't go ahead and if you air them, we won't. We're not going to go with you. So of course they didn't want to miss out on that. Mania was bigger. So they're like, oh, fuck. So they screwed over, Crockett. And that was one of many things that WWF did back in the territory days. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Why are people upset? Like, that's competition. I'll say it again with the food industry. If there's an Outback across the street, there'll be a fucking Longhorn. If
And an
there's a Burger King,
Applebee's.
over there's a McDonald's. Yep, Applebee's, your Olive Garden. See, I don't understand what people's issue is about it. Competition likes to compete. You think if Pepsi is making a deal with an arena, the Coke's going to be like, yes, you can have it, Pepsi. I don't want to.
Exactly. They're going to
They're
bid
going to be
too.
like, no, I'm going to bid for it. I want to be the sponsor of this arena. I want to be the soda they sell there.
You're not wrong.
no.
And competition always breeds creativity. So, I mean, we were struggling. We were doing really bad. And it wasn't until we got, obviously, through the pandemic era, but AEW's creation and evolution really made WWE kind of tighten things up, and then Triple H taking over, Vince getting Austin out. I still don't know how I feel about Lesnar. That's a weird thing.
Triple H, here's what it is. Triple H conned everyone. He wanted to make people think he was a great booker. But when the money starts coming in, he's just like the rest. He's a businessman at the end of the day. He doesn't give a shit about actual creative. He's just like the rest.
Exactly. You nailed it.
He's a fraud. I hate to say it, but Triple H is a fraud of a booker. He's overrated. NXT is way different than what Raw and SmackDown are. Triple H is a mediocre booker. He gets
can't really argue with you. Yeah, he does. A lot of things were handed to him, the Bloodline storyline being one of the main proponents. I mean, that was pretty much spelled out to how it would end, and we knew what it would lead into. So, I mean, yeah, you're not terribly wrong. You're not far off from reality there. But
because if this was meant to aside the allegations, because people are going to say you're defending. No, I'm not going to be defending Vince McMahon here. I'm just saying if Vince McMahon was booking Karrion Cross the way this was, it would have been a lot bigger crash out saying, you see how Vince treated this guy. But since it's Triple H, people are like, oh, things just change. People's mindsets change. The direction of the company change. People make excuses for Triple H all the time. And it gets me so fucking annoyed.
Gets you fired up. Ring that bell. Get it going.
Triple H is just like booking wise, we're just talking about creativity, not at that level, but we're getting there. Triple H books
he's far from perfect.
Like Vince.
Yeah, he's far from perfect, and he's made a lot of poor decisions as well. He's done some questionable things and handled certain things in questionable ways. So I can't argue with you there. I mean, you're not wrong.
He has an ego thing too. Like he likes to make things all about him.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. He is, he calls everybody else a mark, but he's one of the biggest marks. That's what even, Dr. Stevie says as well. So many people have said that he's the biggest mark of them all, especially by the way he does things. He wants to surprise the internet, surprise the marks, keep people guessing, make you go, wow. The thing that I would have loved to know is the planned storylines they had where they were going to have the Righteous from Ring of Honor join WWE with Karrion Cross and be part of the Wyatt family faction, but be part of like a side faction, not the Wyatt Six, and it was going to go by a completely different name. I guess they
Karrion
had this
Cross
whole
being
thing
Part
written
of the
and
Wyatt
booked.
family.
Yeah, and he said that in his
I
documentary.
think he would have thrived in that.
I think he would have been great, but then unfortunately we lost Bray,
Yeah.
so didn't happen.
I've said that people like Karrion Cross, Scarlett, Nikki Cross does good at her part. Alexa Bliss. I've even said Liv Morgan would do great in a scenery like that. I feel like it could have been a nice faction if they got it the way they wanted.
Yeah,
But
I mean, so far the Wyatt Six has been okay. A little disappointing. They had a hot entrance, but
I've seen this debate all the time. Who do you think makes a better Sister Abigail? Because people thought it would either have been Alexa Bliss or Liv Morgan. You remember that topic,
yeah,
right? Who would have made a better Sister Abigail out of those two?
I think
Because they both have like that.
probably. Liv still has it, but I think Liv would be better still in other things. Alexa's kind of in that middle
They're
support
both
role.
good
That's
with
why
that,
she's tag champ. So
creepy horror persona, I think, though.
yeah, they both
But
into it, but I think she
I
outshines
think
her a
Alexa
little
Bliss
bit.
is back to. She's not going back to the White. Speaking about Alexa Bliss, I don't think she's back to her normal.
Yeah, she's
I believe.
back to herself.
More humane
So
again.
she's back to being sane. Yeah, no doubt about it. So they were in Quebec City, Quebec at the Center Videotron. So they were in Canada tonight. And I want to say this. I know we always put the editing team over, but the opening recap they had of Seth Rollins getting the cash in, getting the, the title, and then LA Knight, and then Punk coming in and they edited that so well. It was like an action movie trailer. Like, I saw this, I knew it, I watched it, we reviewed it, but I was sucked in, and I just loved their editing style and creativity when it comes to those segments. So awesome opening. Yeah. And then Michael Cole basically just said that we're not going to have a women's world championship match because Naomi was not medically cleared for her scheduled match. So we haven't really gotten an update about her yet. I haven't heard anything specific, but we'll see what comes of it with her. They said they'll update us as time goes on. So maybe she has some sort of injury she's working through. Hopefully she gets better soon. She was doing a bit better as this heel persona. I really like the opening though. CM Punk comes out white hot and says he should be angry and he wants to be, but there should be gold around his waist, and he's got a Seth Rollins problem. Out comes LA Knight, who also has a Seth Rollins problem. He's like, yes, Punk, you were robbed at SummerSlam, and you deserve your rematch. And Knight goes, but you involved yourself in my business. So when it's my time, hey, I'll do you two favors. I get the next title match, and then I'll give you the first match for my defense. And Punk was like, hey, I don't need any favors. And just as he starts to finish, you hear, ladies and gentlemen, and Paul Heyman comes out, and he just goes into a little bit of teasing Canada with his minute French knowledge. The crowd starts chanting at him in French. They were pretty funny, but he basically set up the challenge for Braun and Braun, the Brawns, to go ahead and challenge. Yes, the Brawns. They were challenging CM Punk and LA Knight. Punk accepted the match for him and LA Knight. LA Knight's like, you don't talk for me ever. And it was a good opening, showing the dissension between LA Knight and Punk. Set up the main event later in the night. Great promos from all the guys involved. Hot start. Really enjoyed it. Definitely a good way to build also to Clash at the Castle, because they're kind of keeping Seth a little bit off the TV. He's still a focal point, but he's not the all-encompassing focal point. So at least we're getting something as far as that goes. And then we had the Judgment Day backstage. So Finn was talking with everybody, Raquel, Roxanne, and JD. That's when Dominic comes in with El Grande. The group doesn't want him there, but he's like, listen, I need him there. He's going to help me out at AAA Mania, Triple Mania. And Balor's like, hey,
Dom's always just bringing people
yeah,
into their
I
clubhouse.
agree. So they worked it out. And led to a tag match between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee taking on Dominic Mysterio, Daddy Dom, who he told Finn, just trust, and El Grande Americano. Most of the entrances were in the commercial break that they had here. This was a really, really good match. The crowd was white hot for Dom pretty much throughout the entire thing.
See, this is why people can't debate anymore. Dominic and Liv will not be heels. Look at these reactions.
Yeah, I mean,
People said it needs to happen organically, the babyface turn. I'm like, I think that organically happening.
obviously
Dom's
the
reaction
moment of
right
the night for this match, I should say, definitely that monkey flip that Dragon Lee did to flip Dom into the Styles Clash was incredibly well done. Definitely move of the match. Really like this. And Americano ends up getting up and he goes to put on the metal headbutt mask, but he's not able to. He drops it. Dom does it. And Dom headbutts AJ on the apron. Americano rolls him up, gets the 3 count, and that's all we wrote. So they gave this a lot of time, too, as well. It was almost a 17-minute match, plus the entrances in the commercial break. So the first, 20 minutes
They all crushed it.
was promos, and the next 20 minutes was this. We got the other 3 for the AAA Mega Championship
show tonight. That's all.
Yeah, and set up that portion of AAA Mania quite well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. Like Spaz said earlier, we got Corey Graves and JBL on the call for that one. It's going to be a hell of a night. So we got El Hijo and Del Vikingo. Yeah, he's defending against Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and El Grande Americano. Be funny if El Grande won, right? Spaz told Naomi to fuck off, and she did.
Dom to win,
yeah. Dirty Dom. Drugged up Jake is dying over here. So we've got that match. Then you got the Judgment Day. So Finn Balor, JD, and Raquel taking on Mr. Iguana, Nino, and Lola. Lola Vice just resigned as well. 27, 28 years old. She just resigned with the company, so good for her. So Berto and Angel Los Garzas taking on Pagano and Psycho Clown. Yay. And El Hijo del Wagner, Dr. Wagner Jr. taking on El Messias, and then Flammer taking on Fabi Apache and Natalia. So far the card looks solid. 5 matches announced. Looks like it's going to be a fun time from Mexico City. We'll be talking about it this Saturday. We'll give you our predictions this Wednesday. Yeah, all in all, I really like the tag match, the flow of the night. Things were working. They showed footage from earlier where Sami was talking to Adam Pearce, and he's basically making a plea for the title. Said he wants to go for it, and Pearce is saying, I can't make any promises, just take out Rusev. And that's when Sheamus shows up, and he was basically told they don't want to have a repeat of last week. And Sheamus said, I will give you my word. I won't attack the Bulgarian bastard until the second-year match ends. Excuse me. So, Sami Zayn comes out to a gigantic ovation. And
I've seen a lot of Sami Zayn. Let's get on Sami Zayn real quick. I don't know if you've seen it on in the IWC, but like a lot of people are hating on Sami Zayn now.
Yeah, people are tired of the underdog story with him. It's just not clicking much anymore. Not like how they wanted
They
to,
needed to
unfortunately.
capitalize that on when he first stuck up for Kevin and turned on the bloodline.
Yeah.
Because that's when he was the most massively over. And again, I think, no offense to Cody Rhodes, but I think that WrestleMania 39 main event should have been Roman versus Sami.
Yeah, that should have been it. I mean, a lot of us said if it wasn't going to be Jay, it should be Sami. Cody had to finish the story, but not with Roman.
Cody Rhodes should not have beaten Roman Reigns. That did not make sense. It was always either supposed to be Jay or Sami.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to tie it with finishing Cody's story, supposedly, at the same time, made sense, but I don't know. I feel like they skipped a few beats there, certainly. Then we had Rusev and Sami Zayn. This was decent, nothing great. a 10-minute
Yeah.
match to a no
What's
contest.
going on with Rusev though? Like he's been back since what? Right after Mania, and
He's been very
kinda been-
slow, and he's had a few decent matches. I mean, Sheamus brought
not
some more out of
moving.
him, but
like the first Rusev. Like I know he was like 10 years younger, 11
Yeah.
years younger, but he's not moving like that Rusev anymore.
that's for
Happens when you
sure.
get older, though. You get slower. Like I'm not knocking the guy, but like he's just not doing it for me right now. I like Rusev, but
I like that
I don't know
Sami
how
kept
to-
going for the exploder, couldn't get it, and then finally into somewhere he hits it and gets the exploder suplex into the corner, and that's when we get a no contest. You know, we end up having the match end there due to interference because the Solo Sokoa BFT coalition or MFT. They're, you know, my family tree. They go ahead and come out. So Tonga, JC Mateo, Tonga Loa, Solo, they all come out. They
let's not
attack.
talk about- You're gonna
What a
make me fall
waste.
asleep talking.
Then Sheamus comes out and attacks Rusev, and they fight all the way around the arena to the outside, which the fans went insane for. So, I guess Solo
I'm sorry,
getting
but-
beat by Sami on SmackDown is pissed about
And
it.
they're
So
supposed to do a WWE draft in September, right? But what's the point of the fucking draft? Solo Sikoa and his groups are SmackDown guys, and what are they doing appearing on Raw? And how the hell did LA Knight just end up on Raw one day? Like, what,
yeah,
did he just show up and be like,
he
"Oh,
got
hey, I'm
traded,
here now."
maybe apparently, and then we
They didn't
got
announce.
Pierce, you know, just kind of allowing things to happen at times.
If you're gonna be like a sport, like you need to announce the trade because
Yeah.
like baseball, football, like if Pete Alonso from the Mets got traded to the Dodgers for like
make it
Freddie
known.
Freeman, they're not gonna just be like showing up on their new teams one days without announcing it, like you know.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm telling you, this was good. It
Let's
wasn't
speak
great,
about
but it was good. I mean, Pierce
talk about
basically
that.
said to Nick Aldis, and he's like, "Oh, we separated Rusev and Sheamus," what the ref says, and Pierce is like, "Is it true? Because last week you couldn't do it." Bronson
So
Reed
are
had
they
a
getting a
backstage
best of
promo. What's that?
Are they gonna get a best of 7 Rusev and Sheamus?
I think so. I think or at
So-
least another match. I mean, they're 1-1 right now.
This is
So
gonna turn into the Sheamus and Cesaro thing, right? They did a best of 7, then
and then they
earned each
teamed
other's
up
respect.
with the bar.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. I could see that happening.
Do you want Sheamus to be a heel though? Because I'm assuming he goes heel, right? If he
I
forms
think
with
he's
Rusev, or-
working well right now as a face, putting on banger matches. All those have been
So you
good and
think Rusev would
exciting.
work well as a face?
Rusev is a difficult face. You got to get,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I buy Rusev as a face. That's my issue.
He was even telling everybody in
straight
Canada
up.
that they suck. So Bronson Reed had a promo backstage that was pre-recorded, which was damn good. He's like, I beat Rollins' respect into him, and he invited me into the vision. Hashtag copyright. And I don't want Roman's respect. I punked out Reigns twice. You know, they called me a school ground bully. And the only reason it hasn't happened a third time is because Roman hasn't stepped up, and it'll keep happening until he acknowledges his tribal thief. So he still rocks the shoe of follow. He got 2 sets of sneakers. I mean,
Shoot, we'll follow
this
that
was
up.
good. I like this promo from him. It's just hard because they either keep losing or they look bad or they don't go through with something. I mean, Seth is talking about celebrating. Yes, you got the title, but your guys lost, you know? So what does
I got
that
a
mean?
question.
Exactly.
Do you acknowledge your tribal thief?
I do not. Not yet.
You do not
Anyways.
acknowledge the tribal thief.
Not
I mean,
yet,
I
sir.
acknowledge him.
Io Sky, Roxanne,
Do you, I guess.
I can't acknowledge them. Tribal thief stealing shoes, not my thing.
Okay, what you need to do
OTC1.
though is we all need to do things around here. Let's talk about off topic, kind of on topic, because my Mets got shade thrown at them tonight on WWE Raw, and you know for what? I don't know why, but
Yeah, that was
I
funny
blame
enough.
you because you did something.
All right,
that
so we
one
need to
was supposed to
reverse
be
the thing that I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah.
So I just
Did you
gotta, I
think
just
of
gotta focus on the Mets. They're gonna win. Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hiney ho. All right, I
they
said it
should be on a
backwards.
winning
Should be
streak,
good. They don't win, we got problems.
and you
More
really
than
did
just
something.
problems. I mean, some gambling debts too, but we'll be in deep with those Sharks. Io Sky can't get her title match, so she ends up taking on Roxanne. This was a hell of a match. These two killed it. They gave it a ton of time, 16 minutes. People are talking about the rough moonsault spot. Like, it just made it look more realistic. You don't always hit it. You don't always get it. Like, they're not always going to be in place. To me, that didn't bother me. That was, it added to the
Did
story
you,
they were telling in the
speaking about
match.
this, have you seen this Roxanne fan lately online saying that Roxanne has had terrible booking?
No.
Yes, they said Roxanne Perez has had terrible booking. She's 23 years old.
She
She's
came in as
on
a
weekly
tag champ.
television
Yeah.
in a prominent faction with the Judgment Day. She's had a main roster title. She's beaten two top stars in Alexa Bliss and Io Sky. So I don't know what their problem is, but
I'm
I can
telling
send
you.
you some of their tweets if you want, and we can put it on the show and rag on them. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to do that, but
I can't bring him up on the show right now
oh
because
yeah,
nothing's
shit.
working,
Fuck.
but we
What
will
have you
have
done?
to. On the next episode, I'll have you prepare some tweets, just like you're supposed to eat
Okay.
in public and you're
But
supposed to be
Wednesday
roasting
we're
me,
gonna.
you know?
We forgot about the
We were
roasting.
gonna come up with some roast jokes, like off the top of my
You're
head.
supposed to roast me as well.
I'm so medically fucked up. Helen Keller would laugh at me. You know, like you gotta come up with something easy and start there.
You stole one of my jokes. Cross that one out. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I forgot to mention
because
too.
we
I
were
like Punk
supposed to see
saying,
if we
"Yeah,
could do
that
better.
was funny. We could do better." I don't know. I feel like she's being
Can we-
booked well. Roxanne has had a really strong presence.
No,
She's
that's
had
what-
some great matches.
That's what
and-
a fan said. We can do better
No,
with her. Like that's what.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
don't feel
arguing
like
with
that's
that fan.
true. I don't feel like that's the case. I think that she has been doing great with the roles that she's been given, and she's maximized a lot of, TV time. She's been on pretty much or featured just about every
Then they
week.
said the win against Alexa Bliss didn't count because it was cheating, and I'm like, I mean,
And that's how
she's a
Roxanne won
heel.
tonight. I mean, she ends up
Yeah.
essentially
They said that-
Io
no,
gets held
They
up.
said they said this one was a clean win. They said this one was a clean win, mind you.
But it wasn't. She was holding the tights to get the 3 after she threw Io Sky into the Kabuki Warriors, who came out to help, but ended up causing her to lose. So Io is not happy. She's not having
mean,
it.
Yeah, leader of the Rocks pack is what they're called. Living for Rocks wins. Okay, so on Wednesday, when you get everything fixed, we're gonna go through a lot of those tweets.
We're going to absolutely go through them. So I'm wondering if we're going to have a heel Asuka now because she gets into a fight with Io Sky and yells and takes off. There's nothing angrier than a Japanese woman. I'm telling you, she was furious. We had Becky taking on Maxine, doing her X-rated split. And you got Natty calling Becky a bully. This was better than I thought it would be. Still short, 5 minutes. Ends with a disarmor by Becky. She gets the submission win. And we got to see who goes ahead and challenges next. If it's going to be Nikki Bella or Natalya. So the audience was into Maxine Dupree, though. The fans were on her side. And anytime she did something big, they really got behind her. So we had a really good promo from Bailey where she said that she's been doing this for 13 years, but she's never felt the way she does now. And, she eventually realized she could make a change and be an asset to the business. She said she was treated like one before herself. She was a role model, but she never understood it. And the way the ending was, people think, oh, is she going to be involved with the Wyatts or something? I don't think that's the case. I think that she is just going crazy. I think that's what they were trying to say. Like she had voices in her head, kind of. That's the gimmick. We'll see what they make of it. But, I mean, it seems like she's taking some type of twisted, crazy path. She'll make some nuts turn to happen.
Can I take whatever she's taking? Because I mean,
We're going to need to.
watching Mets games and all that,
And we had a Seth Rollins promo in the back saying how Punk was going to be his problem, but now he's got an LA Knight problem, and LA Knight has a Punk problem. So he's much happier with
Everyone
that.
has a problem about problems and
Yes,
problems,
indeed. And then we had the main event, CM Punk and LA Knight against Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. A hell of a tag match. Lot of hot tags from Punk and Knight as they tried to, get back and forth to each other. I can.
Okay, I got disconnected real quick. Speaking about problems,
see,
popping up everywhere.
The internet hates us today. I'm crashing myself anyways. We're on the main event. It's a short review for the first night back, but
it's all good.
We wanted to go live for a little bit, celebrate, Cody's sexiness and his awesome birthday skills.
Thank you,
sir. Punk, after taking multiple hits, was a ton of fun. But one of my favorite parts is seeing LA Knight try to just tackle Bronson Reed. He hits a clothesline, won't go down, and he does it 4 times. And on the 4th time, they end up trying to get a reversal, but he misses out of it, dodges out of the way, goes back over the ropes, and does a leaping clothesline to take him down finally. Hell of a moment, very exciting, a ton of fun. Again, 17 minutes. They gave this a lot of time, and we basically got the baby faces killed in the ring until Jey Uso came out with a chair, and he attacks the Vision, the Braun, and that's when eventually Punk and Knight start fighting. And once that happens,
is it just me, or are we
that?
getting like the same ending every week?
Kind of a little bit, because Seth comes back in, they beat him down, and then we just get more heat. They're delivering tsunamis, they're delivering spears, all that kind of stuff. Stomps. I mean, we've seen this ending quite a few times now since they formed this after Mania. Honestly, yep. So wasn't a great finish, and I thought that Roman might come in, but he didn't, and it was just Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed holding.
He's advertised
Punk.
For next week's show, so are we doing like a fatal 5-way match here?
I don't think he's going to be added to this match, but I think he will be there next week to talk, and then that'll build towards whatever they have next, either Bad Blood or something.
Bad Blood's coming up, so maybe Roman and Seth and Hell in a Cell, or
I could see that.
One for...
Yeah, that would be great for them to have a Hell in a Cell match against each other.
I think Rollins is going to be in Hell in a Cell, whether it's against Roman or Punk, that's to be determined.
Yeah, no kidding.
Roman might be doing Street Fighter, right? So maybe not him. So I think it might be Punk and Rollins. And
I honestly, I'm curious what you and the audience are going to give it. I give Raw tonight a solid 7.5. For the most part, the matches were really damn good. Probably the Becky one was the only one you could say you could skip. But of the 5 matches, 4 of them were excellent. The pacing was great. The moves that they performed were a ton of fun to watch. And the whole show was entertaining. The flow they had was solid. It never dragged. It didn't it's only been an hour. I didn't have that feeling, as where that usually tends to happen, about 45 to an hour, into the show, 45 minutes in. You start to see things repeat and not work as well. So I'm glad that it worked out that way. But I'm telling you, what would you give Raw tonight?
I'm going to give it a 7.
A 7. That sounds fair. We'll see what the chat says. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll be live tomorrow night. We'll have a blast for NXT. We'll be there for the review. And then this Wednesday, Cody and I will be doing Into Somewhere weekly after the State of Wrestling, where Spaz and I are going to preview Emergence. We'll be going ahead and giving predictions for both shows, Emergence and AAA, Triple Mania. It's going to be a ton of fun. Don't miss it. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm sorry that Drug Jake over here is very exhausted and falling asleep on himself, but even with all the complications, even with all the complications, it worked. I'm happy that at least we got to go live. At the very least, we got to go on YouTube and tell everybody that they're awesome and sexy. So makes me happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Cody, tell these wonderful people where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me over on my Twitter or X at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube. Still haven't posted gaming content. We'll get on that.
We got tomorrow. I'm going to stalk you about it.
Oh yeah. We'll maybe do it tomorrow. Yeah, if you harass me enough, because
I'll have to go ahead and drive you nuts with it, but.
It's gonna be like the Austin Theory, Grayson Waller thing. I'm gonna keep.
It just
saying
ends.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming and coming, but never finishes. Exactly. Guys, thank you for hanging out. Hit the like button, hit subscribe on
and my
YouTube,
Instagram.
follow
I
on
forgot
Twitter.
To plug my Instagram.
Yes, follow Cody on
Which
Instagram.
they said I'm getting paid by Liv Morgan on there.
Right? Liv
People are
Morgan
getting
stan
paid
you
by
are.
her. If people are getting paid by her, by the way, where is my paycheck?
Yeah,
I
we need
deserve
that
it.
coming
Oh,
through.
dear. What the
'cause
hell?
We're lacking here. We need some of those funds.
Yeah, Instagram said to me, they thought I was getting paid to promote Liv Morgan.
Ridiculous.
I'm like, no.
Nope. Just a dedicated fan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, I appreciate you as always. Thank you for hanging out on Twitter as well. Make sure you follow us there for all the latest updates and news on the shows. Again, we'll be live tomorrow night with the NXT review. Thank you to everyone in the chat and for all of you that hung out with us and all the well wishes I received on Twitter and personally. So thank you all for being super kind. I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay sexy.
In the somewhere where we break it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town.